What is up, everybody? It's Travis here from TCGU University, bringing you a deck profile on Ivy Under Evil. I played this character during the Femme Fatale tournament, or I guess I didn't play it, but I built the deck for someone to play, and they said it was really fun. So, let's get right into it. So, Ivy is a 6-hand sized character with 30 health that says E twice per turn, lose 1 vitality, reveal the top card of your deck. Reveal the top card of your deck. You may remove the revealed card. If you do, add the top card. Okay.
Why don't you start over?
Okay, sure.
Clap, just to make it easier for them.
Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. So Ivy is a 6-hander with 30 health that says E twice per turn, lose 1 vitality, reveal the top card of your deck. You may remove it. If you do, you add the top card of your discard pile to the top of your deck. So basically, if you're about to check bad, you're about to check an attack, you remove the attack and stack the good check on top of your deck. She also has a response twice per turn that says, after an attack with 2 or fewer printed keywords deals damage, you may gain 2 vitality and draw a card. So basically, if they touch you, you draw a card and gain 2. If you touch them, you draw a card and gain 2. Really good ability. So let's get into the deck. As I said, I was playing into Evil. I'm going to start with my assets and my actions. I play 1 Kanzuki Dojo and 1 Quanchi's Fortress. Kanzuki Dojo is a 2/5 that says R commit. After you take 6 or more damage during this damage step, gain 3 vitality, and R destroy 1 foundation. After an attack gets a speed bonus, that attack gets -3 speed, playable by either player. So this deck doesn't really kill people by pumping major amounts of speed. It kills by stunning out with like Coffee Samba and making sure they can't block our big threats. So the speed decrease is only really relevant for us when our opponent's increasing their stuff. Pretty cool. Quanchi's Fortress is also a 2/5 that says R lose 3 vitality. After a card is played, copies of that card cannot be played for the rest of this turn. Playable by either player. So basically, when they're going in on me and I don't want them to play a second copy of their scary attack, I just pay 3 and say they can't do that anymore. It doesn't really work that well against me per se, because if they name something that's really big, I can always just pass the turn and stall them out another turn because I'm Ivy. I just gain a bunch of health and get to sit there and do not much while my opponent just kind of dirtles. It also says E once per turn, gain 1 vitality, which is very good in an evil character that loses vitality for abilities. On to my actions. I play 3 Revokes. Revoke is just really good under all 3 of its symbols. It is a 0/5 that says R after your opponent plays an enhance ability, cancel its effects, remove this card from the game. Really good for its form as well, and the form says your foundations get -1 for the rest of this combat phase. During your end phase, add this card to your staging area face down as a foundation with a blank text box. So, pretty cool. Very good in this deck. I play 3 Fades. Fade is a 3/4 with a 0 high block that says R after your opponent plays a card, not as a block, cancel its effects, and bounce it back to their hand. So basically, when they try to go deep on me and they are about to kill me with something that they can't pass again, I'll just bounce it back to their hand. It also says Desperation, remove your next attack, or your next check gets +3. So it makes you pass things a little bit easier when you're in Desperation, and it's on a 0, so like it automatically passes itself pretty much. On to the last action in the deck. I play 2 Race Against Time. Race Against Time is a 3/4 that says R remove. After an attack is played, remove it from the game. Its owner may play 1 attack with the same printed difficulty as the removed card from their discard pile. So basically, the combo with this card is you play a Princess Parry on their turn, remove the Princess Parry that you played to sub in a Coffee Samba since they have the same difficulty, and just stun them out on their turn and maybe kill them with like multiples and stuff. Really good card. Offers a lot of versatility. On to the attacks. My first attack, I play 4 Tech Sphere. Tech Sphere is a 5 diff with a 3 check that says E, choose 1 attack in your remove from game pile. This attack gains all abilities, keywords, and the ratings printed on that card. So this is for after we remove something good with like Ivy or Race Against Time. We can copy it, so it's like we're actually running 8 copies of that attack instead of the 4 we're usually running. The main copy targets for this are like Coffee Samba and Guilty Throne, just because they have insanely good effects. We play for Wind Embrace. Wind Embrace is very good in Ivy. It is a 5-diff 3-check with throw and weapon that says E discard the top card of your deck. Your opponent loses 1 vitality, and E discard the top card of your deck, gain 2 vitality. So basically it says gain 4 and draw a card because it's a throw, so it normally always touches them, which is very good, and it burns them 1. So basically they take 4, you gain 4, which is very good. On to the 3 copies of Guilty Throne I play. Guilty Throne is a 7-diff with a 3-check that says E reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may remove the revealed cards. If you do, add 2 cards from your discard pile to the top of your deck in any order. So basically it lets me remove bad checks and stack good ones, or remove things that I don't want to draw and stack things I do want to draw, because it also has an all enhance that says enhance draw 3 cards, which is very good. Like, very, very good. So we basically just get to stack whatever and draw 3 cards, which is very good. I play 4 Princess Parry. Princess Parry is an insane card that is a 5-diff 1-check with reversal and weapon that has a static that says, while this card is in your card pool, your attacks gain safe, and Desperation Response, add this card to your card pool after your opponent plays an attack. Discard it from their card pool and play this attack. So basically it aborts one of their attacks and plays itself, so like it's a pretty huge damage swing, and it just defends you really well against things that would normally kill you. And it has 2 keywords for Ivy because she only cares about printed keywords. So you get a gain 2 and draw card when this touches them, which is also very good. On to arguably one of the most important cards in the deck, besides Tech Sphere, Coffee Samba. Coffee Samba is a 5-diff 1-check with Desperation, Tech, and Weapon that says E, draw 2 cards, your opponent draws 2 cards, and E, this attack gets multiple X, stun X, where X is the number of cards in your opponent's hand. So this card is very good at stunning people out and just killing them. It's also very good to poke with because we get a draw 2. Now we don't get a draw and gain off of Ivy because it has more than 2 printed keywords. But that's fine because it draws 2 cards on its own and it stuns them out. It just does so much in literally any evil deck. I play 3 Let's Party. Let's Party is a 5-diff 1-check that says E, discard the top 4 cards of your deck, search your deck for up to 1 card and add it to your hand, and then choose 1 card in your hand and remove it from the game. So basically this removes targets for Tech Sphere. It also searches for the best card in our deck at any given point. It's also 6 low for 6, so it's not exactly easy to block. And it has 2 keywords, so if it touches them, I draw a card and gain 2, which is very good. On to the last attack in the deck, I play 4 Flipcat. Flipcat is a 4-3 that says E, if you have at least 1 momentum, ready 1 foundation that has not been rated this combat phase. E, if you have 2 or more momentum, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. And E, if you have at least 3 momentum, this attack gets 5 damage. So it's just really strong attack. It's a 4 mid for 8 when I have 3 momentum. So basically whenever I have 2 momentum, I also have 3 because it itself gives me a momentum. So it also has EX3, so it gets really fast, so it's like a million mid for 8 sometimes, and it draws me a card and gains me 2 off Ivy. Very good. On to the foundations, I play 4 Hell's Reach. Hell's Reach is a 0-5 that says E, flip ready this card, playable while committed. So if I check bad on my first card, I can just ready it for free. Very good. I play 4 Debt to be Paid. Debt to be Paid is a really good spam on all of its symbols as long as your character does things with losing vitality, so you can like control the ability. It's a 0-5 that says E, flip. If you have lost vitality this turn, your opponent's next check to play a card gets -1, playable while committed. And note, this does not have the clause of if they fail it, their combat phase does not end. So if they fail it, they just end their turn, which is very good. I play 4 Uniting Rebels. It is a 0-6 that says Desperation, enhance once per turn, gain 1 vitality, which is really good under evil with characters that cut themselves for their abilities and just like want to not die. Just very good. I play 3 Profane Sanctuary. Profane Sanctuary is a 0/5 that says E once per turn discard the top 2 cards of both players' decks, which is pretty good. So like if we see something bad on the top of our deck that we don't want to remove, we can just mill it with this card. And then it says R flip after your opponent plays a breaker ability, cancel it. So like if they try to breaker me when I'm going in on them, I can just cancel it, which is also very good. I play 3 Most Trusted Assassin. Most Trusted Assassin is a 0/5 that says enhance once per turn, lose 1 vitality. Your opponent's next check to play an attack card this turn gets -1. Also doesn't have that if this fails, combat phase does not end clause. And first form, your opponent reveals 1 random card in their hand, which is pretty good because just like knowing a random card in your opponent's hand is pretty huge. Just free information and defensive piece. I play for the Azure Nightmare. Azure Nightmare is a 1/6 that has 3 statics. One of them says effects on this card cannot reduce your opponent to 0 vitality. And after this card is discarded, your opponent loses 1 vitality. And after this card is committed due to your opponent's stun effect, they lose 2 vitality. It also says E once per turn, discard 1 card, ready this card playable while committed. So like if we check bad on like our Coffee Samba or our Guilty Throne and we just want to draw some cards, we can ready using one of the useless cards that we drew to this card. Really good. Just makes our attacks a little more free. I play 3 Orphaned Alchemist. It is a 1/6 that says E flip, reveal the top card of your deck. So like if we're trying to go in on them and we want to know the top card of our deck and we've already like used Ivy twice, it's really good. It also says R flip after your opponent plays a non-character ability that causes 1 or more cards to leave your deck or discard pile, cancel it, and you may draw a card. So basically if they like try to fatality you, if they just like anything, just like Profane Sanctuary, it also cancels that, which is pretty good. Because like sometimes they try to mess up the top of your deck, and you don't want them doing that. I play 4 New Empress of Netherrealm. New Empress is a 1/5 that says E flip, lose 3 vitality, draw a card, and Desperation Enhance, look at the top card of your opponent's deck. So like when you're not at Desperation, this card says +1 hand size for -3 life, which is really good on a spam. When you are in Desperation, this card says you get to have free information of the top card of your opponent's deck, so you can play around that accordingly, so you'll know whether they're checking bad or good and whatnot. I play 2 1 of 2 diffs. I play 1 Confronting Jedah, which is a 2/5 that says E once per turn this attack gets +X damage or -X damage, where X is the difference between this attack speed and its printed speed. So like with our Flip Cat getting like 9 speed, it gets +9 damage. All of our opponents' big attacks that gain speed, -X damage. Really good. I play 1 Last of His Kind. Last of His Kind is a 2/5 unique that says E, lose 2 vitality. This attack gets -4 damage, minimum 1. Desperation Enhance, your attack gets +2 damage. And Deadlock Enhance, your attack gets +2 damage. So basically, when you're in Desperation and Deadlock, you're giving all of your attacks +4 damage, which is really good. Even when you're just in Desperation, you're giving all your attacks 2 damage, which is very good. And it's also built-in damage reduction, which is, like I said, very good in a character that can just take attacks and gain the vitality that she paid for that. I play 2 Invoking Blood Magic. Invoking Blood Magic is a 2/5 that says your opponent must discard 1 momentum as an additional cost to play an ability that would make you discard any number of momentum. So basically, I don't want them touching my momentum because I'm playing like Flip Cat and Coffee Samba, stuff that requires momentum to use. And it also says Evil Enhance, remove, reduce this attack speed to 0, only playable if you have lost vitality this turn. So basically, if I face tank one of their attacks or I use Ivy, I can reduce one of their attacks to 0 speed, which is very good. Makes it very easy to block. I play 3 Face of a Monster. It is a 2/5 that says static. Each ability on this card is only playable once per turn. It has an R that says after an attack is played, it gets -1 speed. You may lose 1 vitality. If you do, it gets an additional -1 speed. It also has a Deadlock form that says your opponent discards a card, and a Desperation Enhance that says change the zone of this attack to any other zone. So like the Deadlock form is really good for long grindy games because it stacks, so you can just make them discard 3 if you have all 3 of them. And then Desperation Enhance, changing the attack zone to any other zone for free is a very powerful thing, because it makes things much easier to block. I play 3 English Aristocrat. It is a 2/5 that says E-commit. Your attack with 2 or fewer printed keywords gets plus 3 speed, and if it deals damage, you gain 3 vitality. It also says R flip. After you reveal any number of cards from the top of your deck, gain 3. So basically, it just gives 3 speed to like my Wind Embrace, to really anything with 2 or less keywords. It makes it harder to block, and says I gain 3 if it touches them. It also says R flip, like I said, to gain 3 after I use Ivy, basically, which is a pretty good life swing when they're trying to kill me. Onto the last card in the deck, I play 3 Blood for Blood. Blood for Blood is a 2/5 that says R destroy. After this card is committed due to your opponent's effects, they destroy one of their foundations playable while committed. So it's pretty good stun hate. It also says E lose 2 vitality. If this attack is blocked, your opponent loses 2 vitality. So basically it says in Ivy, you pay 2. If they don't block, then you just gain your 2 back and you draw a card, but if they do, they burn 2 still, which is really good with Wind Embrace, because it just basically says they burn a shit ton and we still draw a card. Alright, this has been Travis with a Ivy deck profile. Thank you all for coming to watch my deck profile. Go check out our Patreon and our Twitch and our YouTube, and subscribe to see all of our great content that we're putting out for UFS, and click that notification bell so you know whenever we're doing things. Thank you, and goodbye.